Hello all and welcome to this AWS tutorial. In our tutorial today, we will discuss how to use AWS Cloud 9 and .NET Core 3.1 to manage buckets and upload files to Amazon S3. Prerequisites for this particular tutorial: you need to provision a Cloud 9 environment on an EC2 instance having Ubuntu 18.04 installed on it. After you have provisioned your instance, go ahead and install .NET Core 3.1. I had created a video a few days back demoing this entire process. Please refer to this video and complete these two steps. URL to that particular video is right here at the bottom. Source code used in this tutorial is available on GitHub at the following URL. So in case you plan to do this by yourself, please ensure that you download the source code from here or you go ahead and fork this particular repo. High-level steps for our tutorial today. First and foremost, we will create a directory and then create a .NET C# project. This is .NET Core 3.1 C# project. Once we have created a project, we will go ahead and install AWS S3 SDK. After our SDK has been installed, we will create a build system or a builder or a build definition and a runner for our project. Once our build system and our runner is created, then we will go ahead and start adding .NET Core 3.1 code to our project, right? So first we will add code to create a S3 bucket. Then we will list all the available S3 buckets. After that, we will upload a file to our S3 bucket. And finally, we will delete our S3 bucket. So let's get started. The first set of steps is to create a .NET Core project. So let me switch to my AWS console. And this is my console right here. Okay, so let me go ahead and clear the screen. And we are good. So these are the different runtimes that I have. And I'm just ensuring that I have the right SDK installed as well, which I do at this time. Okay. And I have created this particular project. And as you see, it's blank right now. There's nothing much other than the README file that comes by default with this particular project. Okay. So let us go ahead and execute the first set of steps, right? So let me scroll down. And it's right here. So the first thing that we will do is we will create a directory and then we will switch our directory, right? So let me go ahead and create this my S3 directory right here. And then we will switch to our my S3 directory. So if you noticed over here on the left, our my S3 directory has been created. Okay, so after our directory has been created, the next thing that we will do is we will create our C# project. And the command to do that is .NET new console -lang C#. So let's go ahead and create a project. So this is the code. And all of these commands are on the GitHub website. Okay, so feel free to just refer to those commands from right there. Okay, so our C# project has been created. So this is a C# project file right here. And this is our program.cs. Ensure that you remove this particular dot before continuing further ahead. Okay, so we have completed these three commands successfully. The next thing that we will do is we will go ahead and install AWS S3 SDK. And this is the command to do that. So let us go ahead and install S3 SDK. Okay, so this is the command. And I'm going to go ahead and copy it right here. So let me clear the buffer. and then I'll paste the command, and it should go ahead and install this package successfully. So our package has been installed. The next step after that is to create a build system or a builder for our project, right? So this is the code snippet for that right here. So we will be creating this builder to build this .NET project. And every time our project builds, you will see building my S3 as a comment coming on your console. So let us go ahead and copy that particular piece of code. So this is that piece of code right here. So go ahead and copy this, right? And then switch to your console, go to run, go to build system, and then go to new build system right there. Okay, so this is the code that comes with it by default. So go ahead and replace this code and then go ahead and save this particular builder. So I will give this name as my S3 build. Okay, so this is the name, and save it in this particular folder, that is C9 builders, right? So we are going to create this build system definition. So go ahead and save this. After we have created a build system definition, okay, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and create a runner for our project. And this runner will be leveraged whenever we execute the project. So as you see, there are these three lines right here. So there's a command, there's a working directory, and finally there's an info. And running my S3 will be displayed every time whenever we execute this particular project. So let us go ahead and create a runner. So I'll copy this piece of code and then go back to your Cloud9, go to run with, and then go to new runner. So this is our new runner file, and these are the default contents, and we will replace them with our contents, right? And the next thing that we will do is save this. And I'm going to call this as my S3 run, right? So this is the name of my runner, and it is going to be saved in the C9 runners folder. So go ahead and save this. Okay, so our file has been saved successfully. Next, we will start adding code to program.cs. So over here, we have a bunch of tasks to be done. First, we will add all of these references, right? After that, we will create this private static variable S3 client. And then we will add these two lines of code to our static void main. Now over here, I have actually hard coded the region. If you want, you can send this region as one of the parameters, okay? But I just made this a little more simpler so that I didn't have to worry about getting the right region and then write code to basically, you know, conditionally assign the region to our S3 client. So I have just hard coded this here. In case you want, you can send this as a parameter. The only thing that I'm getting in parameter right now is my bucket name. So this bucket name is going to be sent as the first parameter. Okay. So now let us go ahead and add this code to our program.cs. So let me go ahead and switch to that particular piece of code. So it's right here. Right. So go ahead and copy this and then go to program.cs. So this is our program.cs right here. And we will add those lines below system, right? And then after that, we will create a static variable. So copy that and add that to our class. And then finally, we will copy these two lines that creates or sets our S3 client for a specific region or an endpoint, and then our bucket name as the parameter. So here you have the hello world line. Go ahead and replace this with our lines of code. Okay, and save this. So since we have added some code to this, let us go ahead and build our code. So go to run, go to build system, and then ensure that you have selected my S3. So select that, Control S, Control B, and hopefully our source code is built successfully. There you go. Okay, so let us go ahead and add some additional code, right? So the next thing that we will do is we will add code to create a bucket. And this is that piece of code, right? So what we are doing is we are creating a bucket asynchronously, right? And this is the function or the API that creates this particular bucket. So put bucket async, and our bucket name that we get as a parameter, we are going to go ahead and create a bucket with that particular name. And once a bucket is created, it will give us this particular message on the console that bucket XYZ has been created. Okay. Okay, so let us go ahead and copy this particular piece of code, right? So I'm going to go ahead and copy this and then paste it right here, right? So we have our 2 lines of code coming in here. Okay, save this, build this, and hopefully our code is built successfully. It is. And now, since we have code over here to create a bucket, let us go ahead and execute this piece of code. So we'll execute these 2 lines, right? So go ahead and select your runner. So your runner should be my S3. Ensure that you are selecting your program file. So select, and then we will say my S3 / program.cs, and then we will give it a name, nam test buck1. Okay, so let us go ahead and run this piece of code. So this is our message coming from runner, and this is this particular created bucket message coming right here. So let us see if our bucket has been created successfully. Right, so this is S3 right here. And this is our bucket right there. And if we want, we can actually go ahead and create like multiple buckets, right? So you could say 2 and like 3. I'm just creating a couple of buckets, guys, right? So similarly, you could create multiple buckets right here. Okay, so we created approximately 4 buckets, which is decent enough. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to list all the available buckets, okay? And the source code to do that is right here. So this is that piece of code. So first we will get the list of buckets, so that using this particular API list buckets async, okay? We will store its result in the response variable right there. And then we have a for loop right here to loop through that particular response, and on the console put the name of the bucket. So let's say in our case we have about 4 buckets, and all those 4 buckets should be enlisted using this piece of code. Okay, so let us go ahead and try this piece of code now. So I'll go ahead and copy this, and then paste it right here. Right, so this is our piece of code to list buckets. Awesome, so which is good now. So now let's go and save this, and then if you want, you can go ahead and actually comment this piece of code for create buckets. I'm going to comment this, save it, build it, right? Our project was built successfully, and then you can pass pretty much any name. We are not creating any buckets, but the intention is to list all the buckets. So I believe we should have approximately 4 buckets over here because we created 4 buckets, right? So all of these 4 buckets should be enlisted right here. So let's go ahead and run this. And these are our 4 test buckets right there. Okay, so after we have enlisted all of our buckets, right? Let us see how we can delete a bucket. And the way to do that is using your S3 client. You call this API delete bucket async with the bucket name, okay? And once the bucket is deleted, we will show this particular message on the console. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. And let us go ahead and execute this particular piece of code, right? So it's right here. And let's copy this and then go back and then paste it right there. Right? So this is our piece of code to delete a bucket. Now, if you want, you can actually go ahead and comment list buckets. Okay, so I'm going to comment this so that we can only focus on this particular piece of code, that is these 2 lines to delete a bucket. Now we had created a bucket named nemtest4, so I am going to go ahead and delete this particular bucket. Okay, so let us go ahead and build this piece of code. And then we will go ahead and delete this particular bucket. So now let us go ahead and run. So this will delete bucket nam test buck4, okay? Okay, so it's deleted our bucket successfully. Let us go ahead and verify that. Right, so bucket has been deleted. Okay, so now we can move on to the next piece. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and upload a file, right? So in order to do that, we need to make some additional changes to our program.cs. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a private constant string variable, right? Wherein we will call as file path and wherein we will mention the full path name of our file to be uploaded, right? And this will be the complete path of that particular file. After that, we will create this particular function called as upload file async. Here we have created a variable called as file transfer utility, right? And it's a transfer utility variable passing our S3 client, and we will be leveraging this particular variable to upload our files asynchronously. Now here I have hard coded this bucket name, but it's up to you. You can pretty much use any bucket name, okay? That's totally up to you. And then I'm only showing a message on the console that our file has been uploaded successfully. So this is our little function, and this function has been called right here. So we are calling upload file async and to upload this particular file, and we will wait for this function to be completed because it's an asynchronous call. Okay, so I hope that this particular piece of code is clear. So let us go ahead and make those changes to our program.cs. I'm going to copy this private variable, correct? And then go back to our Cloud9 IDE. And let's create this variable right here, right? And I think I got some special character. So right there, I've saved this. So this is a file path variable. Now we will have to mention the full path name of the file to be uploaded. So let us go ahead and upload this README file, right? So we have this file. So we will have to copy the entire file path. So go and say copy file path from here. And then go back to your program.cs and copy this particular file path right there. So if you see, you did not get the entire file path because that file path does not get you the entire file path. For For getting the entire file path, go right here. And if I get my mouse here, you will see that it is /home/ubuntu/environment. So this is the actual path for this particular folder, and this file is in this folder. So what we will have to mention over here is /home/ubuntu/environment, and then our README file. Okay. So I hope this is clear, guys. The next thing that we will do is we will create a private function. I'm going to copy this. Okay, it's back. Okay, my laptop just froze for a couple of seconds, and we will basically copy this right here. Okay, so we have copied our functions right there, and I've kind of hard coded this bucket over here. Okay, if you want, you can again get this bucket name as an argument. In my case, I have created this variable right in over here. Okay, if I probably declare this variable over here at outside, I might be able to leverage it. But anyways, I'm not going to make those changes right now because I don't want to get into a debugging mode. Okay, so I'm just going to hard code it here. But as I mentioned, you could potentially get this bucket name as an argument as well. Okay, and finally, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and call our function. So I'm going to copy this piece of code and mention it right here. So there you go. Right, and I'm going to go ahead and comment this code for deleting files. Right, so our intention is to basically upload README to our bucket 1, and our source code did compile and build successfully. Okay, so now let us go ahead and upload that particular file to our NAM test buck1. Okay, so save. Is we have already built this. Now let us go ahead and execute this. So our file has been uploaded successfully. So let us go ahead and check that. So this is our bucket right here. And this is our README file right there, right? So our file has been uploaded successfully. Okay, so I think we completed all of our steps for today. Awesome. I hope that all of you like this particular tutorial. Guys, feel free to explore Cloud9. Okay, I'm using .NET Core, but feel free to use any other language that you like. And yeah, let me know your feedback. I hope that this is helpful, and I will see you shortly with some other video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.